So the last time where I last left off was where I had a bit of a disappointed tone and to where I decided to stop recording over half hour in to where I don't think I feel in the mood for it. But luckily maybe I do feel better. I mean, who knows? I'm always like I said, I'm always going to be a sleep deprived human being when it comes to while recording. So I guess having character really do matter in a way to where you kind of have to have some sort of feel to that. But but I guess going back to the comments that Alex James have posted, to where I go because he usually he left those links to where the where of the videos of the parts where I recorded in the past to where it does feel hit different, but at the same it does hit pretty differently, but at the same time it's I kind of feel disappointed in Battler at times, but yeah, I don't know, what can you do? Anyway, anyway, not really there wasn't really much importance to for me to feel the interested in, but it's just, Kinzo, like the fucking monarch he is, he needs to at least, want to see Beatrice just 1 second, just apologize, and who knows? Who knows what the how the epitaph would be foretold, you know. And then it all talks about creation when it comes when Beatrice and Maria were in the conversation. So let's continue. It was something. Yeah, maybe I can. Who knows? Maybe I can go back and look back on the part I recorded. I think I am satisfied, and yet one little part of me is not. It truly is a tiny part. After all, it's so much fun playing with Maria that time seems to fly on by. But even so, when I look up at the sky, during those short moments, I feel an empty feeling I can't describe. I know my universe is not complete. My apologies to Maria, but she is not the second person I want to create a universe with. No matter how much I nurture my world with her, the roots of love in my heart leave gaps. 4 years have already passed since that day. He left saying he'd come for me riding a white horse, and I was the only one without a letter. And he even said that he probably wouldn't be returning to Rokujima. Is this love? I always believed that love was so much sweeter, so much more intoxicating. But now, I don't know anymore. Alright, she's resembling this sort of emotion because, she took the bud of love from Shannon as in re- in exchange to fix Shannon's problem. Though I long for him so much it's maddening, I can sometimes feel hatred underneath. However, even that hatred is wrapped in adoration. Yeah, because if he does break his promise, then it's going to go lead to hatred, right? The roots of love have remained in the corners of my heart all this time. At some point, I gave up hoping that Battler would return. However, the roots of love stayed right where they were. In other words, even 4 years later, I still believe. He will come back someday. The flower of my love has curled up and withered as though against the winter cold. However, the root is still alive, and it is always, always waiting for him to return, waiting for a chance to bloom beautifully again. I'm grateful to Maria. Marriage Sorcière has eased the burden on my heart so much. If we hadn't met like this, I may have withered away along with that root. Even this incomplete universe is necessary for me to remain alive now. I must live on until I can create my complete universe. Until that day, I will not be complete. Though I have a form and a name, No matter how deep my world grows, I will not be complete. Maria's like, what? I accidentally muttered what I had been thinking. Maria stopped talking to Sakutaro. I regretted that my slip of the tongue had ruined this fun time, but there was a long silence before I could smooth it over. I laughed, but it probably sounded hollow. Maria, not knowing why my face had suddenly changed like this, looked taken aback.
わらわの眷属たちは次々に世界を深め、その存在を深め、満たしていくのに、わらわだけがいつまでも満たぬ。
Or, who knows? Maybe well, I guess Yasu wants to find a bit of a complete meaning. So taking the bud of love and trying to understand what love is.
なぜ満たぬかは分かっているのだ。それは魔力が足りないからだよ。
Ain't that the truth? Maria answered instantly. Beatrice has lost her magical power and is unable to regain the strength she once had. That's how the story goes. So, Maria's answer was correct. That's right. I may be incomplete because I have lost my magical power. In that case, if my power becomes complete and I revive in the truest sense, will my world become complete as well? Does that mean that the person I want to nourish a universe with will come back? If, as I claim, I really was able to control miracles at will in the past with my magic, then if I succeed in reviving, would that miracle definitely occur? If such a thing were possible, I'd want true magical power to use for my resurrection.
そうだな。魔力が足りないからであるな。かわいそうに。ベアとはまだ魔力が弱いからいろいろと不自由なんだね。早く取り戻したいものだな。かつての魔力を。
Don't we all?
やっぱりあれをやらなくちゃいけないんだよ。あれとは何か？
Yeah, what do you mean by... What do you mean? You have to do that.
復活の儀式。肖像画の碑文の儀式だよ。
You mean to tell me that I gotta if I can solve the epitaph and can get my powers back? She's like, what? If you read that epitaph literally, it does sound like a witch's resurrection ceremony. To Maria, who believes in witches, that epitaph must be a ceremony in itself. Unlike the other family members, it seems that she's not very interested in the location of the hidden gold.
あの碑文の謎を解けば、かつてわらわが金蔵に与えた莫大な黄金の隠し場所が知れよう。ベアトが魔法で生み出した黄金だよね。そうだ。
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're the one providing the gold, then obviously, you don't need the gold because you're just, it's just defeating the purpose. So.
魔力に満ち溢れし日の魔力の結晶である。じゃあ、その黄金を取り戻せば、ベアトの魔力は元に戻るんだね。そうなるかもしれぬな。なるよ。うん。
ぱりあれはベアとの復活の儀式なんだよ。マリアも手伝うから一緒に解こう。そしたらベアとは復活するよ。そして早くマリアをベアとの黄金鏡に連れて行って。
So there are two things to particularly. I guess, when Kinzo decide, I mean, if the epitaph displayed there, it's not only for everyone, but it's maybe as part of Kinzo's plan to get the witch revived. Meanwhile, for Beatrice, conversation with Maria, she's like, wait a and this right here, Maria's like, wait a minute. Maybe you'll get your powers back if you solve the riddle.
そうだったな。きっとそなたを黄金鏡に連れて行くと約束していたな。
そこではどんな願いも叶うってベアとは言った。そこには黒い魔女のいない優しいママに会える。会ったことのないパパにも会えるかもしれないね。もちろん学校も宿題も意地悪な友達も誰もいなくて、マリアとベアとはいつまでも楽しく暮らせるの。
No school, no work. Ain't that the dream?
ねえ、サク太郎、楽しみだね。ありゃ。
The way Maria says Uryu, it just sounds like she's just talking to herself. It might as well, Sakutara might as well be your fucking imaginary friend at this point. The epitaph of the portrait. So, must I face the epitaph's riddle after all? That's a good question. Is this worth the risk? If Kinzo's children struggled uselessly over it, how could a complete stranger like me solve it? If I did happen to solve it, that would surely be a miracle. Will doing that bring about another miracle and return my miraculous power to me? Behold the sweet fish river running through my beloved hometown. You who seek the golden land, follow its path downstream in search of the key.
金蔵の故郷の川を下れば鍵が見つかるとでも言うのか。
As you travel down the river, you will see a village. In that village, look for the shore the two will tell you of. There sleeps the key to the golden land.
川を下れば里もあろうが、二人が口にする騎士とは何か。
The one who obtains the key must then travel to the golden land in accordance with these rules. So, those who do not have the key need not read the rest. So those who do not have the key need not read the rest. I do not understand it, but that's how this riddle is. Yeah. It's practically unsolvable, so solving it would be a miracle. That much makes sense. Relying on slim odds. I felt a stabbing pain in my body. The anti-magic toxin had burned my skin. Some human is probably approaching. I erased my form. Multiple sets of footsteps approached. It was Genji, Shannon, and Kenan too.
皆 碑文の謎解きに夢中なようだな。
Gee, I wonder why.
はい。使用人たちの中にも碑文を書き写して持ち帰り、謎解きに挑む者が多いようです。
Crazy.
本当にあの謎を解くと10トンの黄金が見つかるのでしょうか。
Who fucking knows?
うん。それは間違いない。
Oh, you have hope, huh?
わかりません。どうして親方様は大切な黄金の隠し場所を、謎めいた碑文とはいえ、こうして誰もが目にできる場所にさらすのでしょう。
それが親方様の魔法であり賭けだ。親方様はこの難解な謎を解いた者はベアトリーチェ様の魂を宿すと信じている。
The one who will solve the difficult riddle will contain Beatrice's soul within them.
不思議な賭け、いえ、魔法ですね。
オカルト狂いも行き着くところまで行ったってわけだ。
Yeah, well, he sure is a little bit of a crazy one. That is true.
そんなこと言っちゃダメ。
I mean, is Kinzo self-evident when it comes to occultism? Debatable.
碑文の謎に挑む資格は全ての者に許されている。無論それは使用人も例外ではない。お前は挑んでいるのか？
いえ、こんな難しい謎、私にはさっぱりですし、それに
Anyway.
それに
10トンも黄金があっても特に使い道も思いつきませんし、私は今の穏やかな日がいつまでも続いてくれればそれで十分だと思ってます。
姉さんは最近ジョージ様といい雰囲気みたいだからね。浮かれて変なドジしなきゃいいけど。
Damn.
そんなことありません。
I guess I guess Canon being a little grumpy is before, he decided acknowledge it. With a backward glance at this conversation, Genji walked up to the portrait and looked up at the witch. When they saw what Genji was doing, Shannon and Canon immediately went silent. Genji, who was the head of the servants, the closest in age to Kinzo and the one whom Kinzo called a friend, probably understood Kinzo's heart better than anyone else. What did he think when he looked at this portrait? Neither Shannon nor Canon could tell.
懐かしき故郷を貫く鮎の川。
Suddenly, Genji started reciting the epitaph. Shannon quickly nodded to show that she was listening, but it wasn't clear whether he was talking to her at all. Genji, his back still to them, continued.
親方様が懐かしむ故郷は小田原ではない。
See, that's the weird part. So I thought before then I thought Odawara would be the hometown, but I assume there's a more different meaning to this.
遠方にお住まいだったと聞いたことがあります。
どこかは存じませんが。
台湾だ。
Genji turned around and spoke that single word. Wait, Taiwan?
あ、そうだったのですか。
I thought that motherfucker lives in a hometown somewhere in Japan. Am I being was I being retarded this whole time? Am I having a stroke?
なるほど。やっとクラウス様の話がつながったよ。ほら、親方様が好まれる瓶の。
そういえばクラウス様、
That sounds like a one hell of a hint.
あれは台湾ではタバコのようにポピュラーな嗜好品だとおっしゃってましたっけ。それで親方様は槟榔を。
What the shit, dude? In the half century before the war, Taiwan was under the rule of Japan. Oh, that explains why. Many Japanese had moved there seeking a new frontier. Huh. Kinzo's family was a branch family of the Ushiramiyas. Apparently, they were only distantly related to the head family, so they were able to form a new life and a new future without being constrained by the head family in Odawara. Oh, because the so the Ushiramiya family is Odawara, but Kinzo doesn't think Odawara is the hometown. I guess like he's gonna move to like another place, like or another country somewhere that feels like it's part of it. Feels like home to him. Shannon and Kennen nodded their understanding, but they didn't know why Genji had suddenly broached the subject. I don't even know if the broached subject is actually the answer to that. So.
では、親方様の故郷の台湾に鮎の泳ぐ川があって、そこに鍵があるということでしょうか。
姉さんはバカだな。
There's the key. You mean we can find the key in Taiwan? Oh shit.
鮎の泳ぐ川なんていくらでもあるに決まってる。
I mean, we have to fucking search through every fucking river to even find the sweet fish. I don't know, man.
わからないよ。親方様が台湾のどちらにお住まいだったかは知らないけれど、そこには川が一つしかないのかもしれない。だったらそこってことになるじゃない？
姉さんは楽観的だな。そんな簡単なことで謎が解けるものか。
But we're arguing for hope.
親方様の魔法の儀式は挑む者が多いほどにその力を増すと仰せだ。お前も挑戦してみなさい。誰にも等しく機会は与えられているのだ。
Yeah, like if you don't give a fuck about money and power, you might as well treat it as a game at this point.
はい。
どうせ解けないさ。くだらない。
Genji spun around. Shannon and Cannon hurried to follow after him. When his footsteps receded and silence returned, a gold butterfly flitted out from among the shadows.
台湾とな。ほう、随分と遠くに住んでいたものよ。
Behold the Sweetfish River running through my beloved hometown. In other words, a Sweetfish River running through Taiwan?
台湾に川などいくらでもあるわ。カノンの言う通りではないか。バカバカしい。
I mean, it. To be fair, it does sound pretty ridiculous, and at face value. But who knows? Can't Don't knock it till you try it, I guess. However, the word Taiwan interests me. That tactic turn Genji muttered it without anyone asking, so is it even possible that it means nothing? Clearly, Genji's saying it has something to do with the epitaph's riddle. It's almost as though that was a hint for solving it.
バカらしいとは思いつつもよかろうぞ源氏。そなたの茶番にしばし付き合おうではないか。
Taiwan. I have traveled the world at times during these past 1,000 years, but I know nothing of the place.
無知を補うには知識の結晶に頼るが一番。
The crystallization of knowledge.
それは薄く伸ばされて何枚にも重ねて閉じられて書物と呼ばれているのだ。
Where might I find a book about Taiwan? Kinzo's study is the first place that comes to mind if one is looking for books, but that won't work. The charm on that room prevents me from entering. So the library, is it? Kinzo's vast collection of books grows each year. The books that don't fit in his study are stored in a book storage room that we usually call the library. Of course, there are countless books just in this place. The library has everything from valuable books to apparently worthless books, all packed together like an antique shop. There was a golden glint in the keyhole of the library's door, and a gold butterfly flitted out.
相も変わらずひどい匂いのする部屋よ。ほこり、カビ。なるほど。知識とはこういう匂いなのか。
I don't know, man. I don't know how I can actually fabricate my sort of wording. Like, I guess they say, the smellier the book, the more. How does my wording go? The smellier the books, the older the older the knowledge will turn out to be. I don't know. Well, now, how can I find a book on Taiwan amongst all this? The prospect is almost dizzying. However, I realized right away. If I wanted to quickly find out about Taiwanese rivers, I didn't want a book on Taiwan.
地図帳ではないか。そのくらいどこかにありそうであるな。探せ、我が眷属の長たちよ。この誇り臭く誇り高き知識の墓所よりわらわの探す本を探し出せ。
A cloud of countless gold butterflies appeared at my feet. They swayed, blew like the wind, and coiled themselves around the library. Eventually, the cloud of butterflies selected a single book. It seems that this is the one. That was fast.
ご苦労であるぞ。うん。世界の地図帳、アジア編であるか。
Asia volume.
ぴったりであるな。
It was a grand, thick, illustrated encyclopedia. It was a grand, thick, illustrated encyclopedia of maps, several volumes long. There was even a thick section on Taiwan. This should be plenty useful.
台湾とな。
This. This is going to be a little bit interesting, isn't it? Let's see.
南北 394km、東西 144km、面積約36,000平方キロメートル。ほほう、なかなかに広大であるな。
By area, that's about the same size as Kyushu in Japan. This led Beata to a very natural question.
金蔵はこれほどの広大な島のどこに住んでいたというのか。源氏は台湾とは言ったが、台湾のどことは言わなかったぞ。これは迂闊であった。
I guess this is the little bit of a thumbnail sort, but I'm not. It's not like there's no way I'm going to title Taiwan. You know, don't want the T word to trigger people. Beato had vaguely assumed that the riddle would be solved in a flash if she could just look at a map of Taiwan. However, Taiwan is no small place. Just which part of this large island did Kinzo call his beloved hometown? Yeah, I didn't know I didn't know a riddle would result in a geography question or a not the knowledge of geography, you know. Blah. Anyway, I kept looking through books in this dusty library, sometimes having to cough, and I was not happy with being stuck in. And I was not being because it's all dusty and shit. And I was not happy with being stuck in a place like this.
一番大きな都市は台北か。かつては大正町なるところに日本人たちが住んでいたとの記述もあるぞ。金蔵もやはりここに住んでいたのであろうか。いやいや、そう決めつけるのは早計であるぞ。その保証はない。
I'll skip to the next part before I settle on anything more specific than just Taiwan itself. A sweet fish river running through the hometown. What's this? There are 129 rivers in Taiwan? Holy moly. Holy shit.
129本？この中のどれだけに鮎が泳いでいたやら。
What the fuck is this? Is a 1 to 129th chance of finding the right river?
考えただけでもめまいがするわ。
This might as well be called the Sweet Fish River Stunlock. Alright, hold on. I need to get some water while I'm at it. Alright, we are back. Excuse me. So where were we at? Alright, did the sound got cut off? Oh, this is disappointing. Alright, she's trying to figure out whether there's a Sweet Fish River up in Taiwan, so there's the geography stunlock. Then the library is getting a little bit more ridiculous, so this was quickly becoming ridiculous. Genji must have been muttering nonsense to himself after all. The Tyler the Creator meme, so that was a fucking lie. I only thought he was giving out a hint about the epitaph. Yeah, well, not everything is not easy. Not really easy from what you would think. No. I only thought he was giving out a hint about the
黄
epitaph.
金に目のくらんだ愚か者への褒美は誇りまみれというわけか。源氏め、やってくれるわ。
I tossed the book aside, used magic to turn a bookshelf into a sofa, and plopped down on top of it. For a while, I grumbled about getting tricked and looked up at the ceiling. I was annoyed, so I felt like gathering all this room's dust, packing it into a ball, and tossing it into Genji's teacup, so I glanced down. Tossing it into It is tend to be a possibility, gonna vacuum all that dust and then it turns into a ball, into Genji's teacup. So I glanced down at the floor. The book I had thrown away lay open on the ground. A gold butterfly was resting on that open page. Tossing a book at random and reading an oracle from the page. Reading an oracle from the page it happens to open to is a kind of ritual. I see. So that page might have some sort of hint. Not entirely convinced, I picked the book up. The open page was probably very near the one I had been reading. Oh, excuse me. Usual allergy season. The open page was apparently very near the one I had been reading. Apparently, it was a page explaining Taiwan's geography. Oddly enough, it was a page about rivers and lakes.
川が129本あることはすでに承知しておるわ。
It would be fun. I don't know, man. I guess I'll look up Taiwan now to see whether it's true or not.
まだ他にもわらわに伝えたいことがあるというのか？
There were 6 major rivers listed. Zuhoshui River, Kaoping River, I hope I don't butcher this, Danshui River, da Dajia River, Dajia, Dajia, Zangwon River, Dadu River, Dadu River.
ほう。さて、これらの川には鮎は住めたのか否か。
An idea came to me then. Sweet fish are freshwater fish, and you don't find ocean water in rivers unless it's extremely dirty or blocked by a dam. Any river might have sweet fish in it.
バカらしい。川ならどこだって淡水だ。鮎の住めぬ道理はないわ。そう考えれば、この淡水がなる川のバカらしいことよ。川に淡水が流れるのは当然であろうが。
I mean, there is a bit of a possibility that a uh, a river can be connected to an ocean. No?
淡水以外が流れて初めて、それを川の名にすればよかろうに。
Danshui River flows from Taipei to the harbor town of Danshui. I see. It isn't called that because of the water in it, but because of the town at its mouth. As you travel down the river, you will see your village. That village, look for the shore the two will tell you of. The look on her face. I realize that this is stupid, and yet there's something about this town. Behold the Sweetfish River running through my beloved hometown. That line should be talking about one of the 129 rivers. Sweetfish are freshwater fish. And here's this freshwater river flowing down to a town called Freshwater. It's like a strange trivial word game. Or could it be some kind of code? A code to a... I've been looking for books here so long that the dust is piling up on me. If I give up now, it will all have been a waste of time. Very well. Why don't I test my luck and see if the random page the book opened to contains an oracle? I turn to the next page, trying to search in even greater detail. Greater detail it is.
この謎解きは遊びのつもりでした。そして使用人たちはみんなこの謎解きゲームに夢中でした。
Why wasn't I? God damn it! In GBF, why didn't I just bullet farm while reading it, while recording? Oh well. Too late now. So much less distracting.
私もそのうちの一人に加わるだけのつもりでした。
You're trying to fit in.
熱中できる読み物を久しく失い、退屈していた私はその本を自室に持ち帰り、毎晩眺めました。
地図帳に碑文の謎のヒントが。
第3のゲームでエヴァは書庫で何かの本を調べて謎を解いた。
I mean, if Eva can do that, then why not Beatrice, right? The book archive in the freaking guest house.
そして第5のゲームでフルドエリカは謎を解くために書庫で求めた本は地図帳だった。
ではやはり台湾の地図に何か秘密が。
I wouldn't be surprised there wouldn't be.
アユの川とは淡水河を暗示していると信じました。地図で淡水河を毎日たどり、地形を細かく調べました。もちろんアユの泳ぎそうな小さな渓流もいくつも調べました。でも何も分かりませんでした。
過去のゲームでの情報によるならそれは川じゃない。
でも
だが流れるものだ。
Something that flows.
エヴァはそう読み解いた。
So it's not just a natural river, but we're looking for. Oh,
川ではない。
はい。結論から言えば淡水河とは無関係でした。しかしやはり今にして思えばあれは信託だったのです。淡水河自体は無関係でしたが、それはやはり大きなヒントになったのです。
It's a bit of an interesting hint, per se.
川は無関係なのにヒントにはなると。
落ち着いて考えろ。川でなく流れるものを考えるんだ。
Something that flows but isn't a river.
つまり水以外が流れる何か。
Something other than water that. I mean, I can't really describe it on top of my head.
何が思いつく？発想を柔軟にしろ。
See, even this person has like no words. This person has like no words.
謎かけごっこはもううんざりしてるわ。じらさないで教えちゃいなさいよ。あなたは解けたんでしょ？碑文。
She's like, just get on with it already.
おそらくな。
Maybe.
水以外で流れるもの。物流。例えば街道とか道路とか。
Something that floats. I don't know, a fucking boat. Like the fuck?
正解です。鮎の皮が皮そのものを刺さないことに気づくのに、私は膨大な時間をかけました。
A vehicle runs on water. Oh boy. God damn.
淡水の名がつく川以外のものがある。それは物や人が流れ、上りも下りもある。
上り下り、まさか。
そうだ。鉄道だ。
Railroads? Oh shit. The Danshui Line. It's a railway that goes from Taipei to Danshui Harbor. It was constructed in 1901 while Taiwan was under Japanese rule. Afterwards, the number of stations continued to grow, and it became a major artery into Taipei. This railroad was used after the war as well and is still in common use as the Danshui Line of the Taipei Rapid Transit System. Its route begins at Taipei Station and continues on until the town of Danshui. Taipei Station. Chang'an Station, formerly Taishogai Station. Shuanglian Station. I can't even. I'm so sorry. I am not cut out for shit like this in all honesty. Oh, lordy. Tatong Company Station. Yuanshan Station. Jiantan Station, formerly Miyanoshita Station. Shilin Station. Shipai, formerly
碑文には川を下ればやがて何があると？
里があると。
淡水線の駅の中で里の名を持つ駅はこの赤廃駅しかない。
Something's wow.
これは何と読むんでしょう。
Crazy.
キリガン駅と読む。
The Japanese pronunciation is Kirigan.
戦後赤廃駅に名を変えたが、金蔵が住んでいた当時はキリガン駅だった。
That's wild. Name was changed to Sekihai Station after the war, but when Kinzo lived there, it was Kirigan. Hmm.
川を下ればやがて里あり。その里にて二人が口にし岸を探れ。
里だけじゃなく岸まであるわね、その駅の名前。
果たしてその駅を示しているのか、短くない時間を悩みました。里という文字と岸という文字、なんとなくなぞなぞの文字遊びのように感じていました。
I mean, anything can be taken in face value as a kid's riddle. So.
このキリガンの一文字目の口辺の漢字。口の脇にあるこれはそのと読みますよね。口にしで口の文字もあるし。でも二人が口にしの意味がわからない。
The three characters of Kirigan can be split into a mouth, a something, a that, a village, and a shore. Those are all words that appear in the epitaph. In that village, look for the shore the two will tell you of. You can read it as a code for the name of the station. However, I don't understand the part about the two.
私もそこに引っかかりました。しかし、きっとこれを指し示すに違いないという強い信念がありました。
この駅名が旧名であるように、この地名も何か旧名があるのでは。
そうだ。もともとキリガン駅は地名から名付けられたものだ。そして地名のキリガンは駅名と違いこう書く。
あ、口が2つ。
There are two mouths.
調べればすぐにわかることでした。やはり碑文はこのキリガンのことを指し示していたのです。
ではここに黄金鏡の鍵が眠っていると。
Yes, we're gonna travel over there to see if we can find the key.
普通に考えればそうなります。しかし台湾まではるばる行けるわけもなく、当然キリガンと呼ばれる土地も広大です。そのどこに小さな鍵が隠されているのかわかるはずもない。途方に暮れました。
しかしお前は諦めなかったな。
I don't even know if she has the ability to like travel to Taiwan and find an answer to it. I mean, it would be funny if she could teleport there, but I guess not.
碑文の少なくとも最初の5行については確実に答えを手に入れたと確信していましたから。私にとってこれはもう何よりも面白いゲーム、いえミステリーでした。
Well, outside of the epitaph, so aside of the epitaph that talks about the beholding the Sweetfish River and here you will find the village. Well, it's nice to know it all leads within Taiwan and then it evolves within the station of the sword. I mean, if episode 3 and episode 5 were the hints, and it was like, wait, and when I realized it looking back, it was like, wait a minute, is this something? If this is like the first 2 lines that involves to like find an answer within geography, then that's pretty wild. So, but yeah, that's about it. Anyway, I think this is a good place to stop it from here. So next part, I'm gonna find out. We'll continue more after we get past the little geography exam that involves Taiwan. So, with that being said, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. And take care.